you're the best I know. Our next move, they never know. They never know. They never know. They never know. My lady, you know me, no give up on you never. Wanna be with you forever, 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 forever. Oh baby, where we they go, now forward ever, backward never. Them they pray make we run down never, 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 never. I'ma get that low.
Alright everybody, there we go. Hi everyone. It's Thursday evening, 9 p.m. here in Germany, and we're back on the Hohner YouTube channel with another episode of the Hohner Live interview series. This is episode 162. Let us know from where you're tuning in the chat. There's Andre from Ukraine, people from the US, Portugal. Nice. Yeah. Alright, so I'm excited to talk to tonight's guest for the very first time, although I've known about him and his playing for, I guess, I just looked it up, that video, which we can talk about, almost 16 years. So he's one of those rare musicians who's like not only convincing as a harmonica player, but also as a saxophonist and arranger and all the different aspects of life as a musician. And yeah, playing both the diatonic and the chromatic. Looking forward to talk to Michael Peloquin. Thank you for joining us tonight.
All right, great to be here. I'm a big fan of yours, Konstantin, and I feel like I already know you from seeing you on
YouTube
behind that 441 and with the cans on and your black hat.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know when you sleep because you're either boxing or working out or practicing or performing
Nice.
or doing a Hohner Live, but your whole thing is very admirable to me.
Man, that's wonderful. Yeah, I mean, that's what I just mentioned. I think I've seen your very first harmonica video 16 years ago on YouTube. And it was one of those Jazz Harmonica Summit videos where you were playing Sandu.
Oh, in second position, I think we did it in E flat. You know what's funny about that? That A flat harmonica I've had for so long. I swear it's maybe even a Richard Slay, and I haven't played Richard Slay's customs for a while. But years ago, Howard Levy played that thing. And he goes, "Oh man, this thing's great."
Oh yeah.
And so that, I mean, it's had so little use being an A flat that, you know, and because, you know, my times I need A flat is when you distribute it amongst three instruments, that usage goes way down. Not that I would choose anything because it's E flat, playing an E flat or A flat. It's just, that's just kind of where those things go, and those songs end up being, and what the job needs or whatever it might be.
Yeah. Man, I even remember the lick that I stole back then from you on the turnaround from that video.
Okay, did I steal it from somebody else though?
I'm not sure.
Play it.
I think it was this. Oh. Something like that.
Something like that. I didn't steal that from anybody, but I kind of probably concocted it from. I'm a firm believer and I've come to a lot of conclusions lately that a lot of players of all instruments, what their skill that lacks the most, and it could be said of me and maybe even you, because listening is so much a part of the game, and like really listening with intent and not really even caring to sit down and learn, licks or whatever's happened. Just listening and kind of visualizing yourself playing that and going, well, okay, I'm kind of practicing right now because I'm really listening with intent.
Yeah.
And that means either in your house, your studio, or on stage, that listening to everything that's happening around you and just kind of like, well, I play all those notes. I play many of those notes. It's like, just I got to get them in an order, and and again, always working at being a better listener.
Yeah, and then I remember checking out those spa videos from 2009, like jamming with Jason Ritchie on chord harmonica.
Oh yeah, there was
also Jay Gaunt,
kid from Spain there. The kid from Spain.
Oh yeah,
Serrano.
Otavio Castro.
Oh, it was Otavio Castro, right? Yeah. Does he still play only on a C?
Yeah.
He invested a lot in that. Boy, I was just floored today by. I'm going to bounce back and forth between chromatic, but Ivonic. How do you pronounce his name?
I'm not sure. Pranay, whatever.
Pranay. He lives in New York. He's doing it, man. He is maybe the most adept bebop player I've ever heard. And as much as I love Toots and know what Toots was always capable over so many different years of his pioneering career, just the feel and fluidity of the way Ivonic plays is really stunning to me. And it just came up on my feed this morning. I think they knew we were going to talk a bunch of harmonica. So
yeah,
here we are.
A good question in the chat by Andre. Oh, please ask him to tell about that harmonic summit with Howard, where a lot of harp players were, and Howard had the pianist. What was that experience on his part?
What was that guy's name? He was a Chicago guy, great piano player. Good enough to play with Howard. Him with Howard being a piano player and probably a bit discerning on who his accompanist is. That was at Paul Messenger's house in beautiful Chapel Hill, North Carolina. They call it the Research Triangle, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill. Just what a great town. And that was quite an experience. And there were a lot of lifelong friends that I met there, or maybe already knew, more than I kind of met there. I knew Jeff Grossberg, who he and I had met when I was like 18 and had been playing 2 years. He's a little older than me. He lives in Chicago. And he turned me on to Howard and the little cassette tape with 5 tunes, which later became his harmonica jazz, with Donna Lee and Little Sunflower and all that, which was just amazing. And Jeff taught me pretty much kind of how to overblow. I'm kind of just or what not to do, what it wasn't. And then I kind of figured it out for myself. He just said it's not about force. Yeah. It's all about technique and finesse. And So that thing I was invited to, and it was really cool. Chris McCulloch was there, Alan Holmes, Rob Paparosi was there, and Howard was very interesting. Hang, nice guy, and that's where I kind of got to know him. I went and took a lesson at his house more like in 1980, 79. No, I think 80. I think I took a lesson at his house in 80. And he was still playing a ton of instruments at that time. He was still played some saxophone and mandolin and like a lot of stuff he's kind of let go. Penny whistle stuff. Yeah, if it makes sound, Howard can make some pretty. I'm going to jump to a couple years later in the World Harmonica Festival. Well, no, it was a year before. It was 97 was a World Harmonica Festival in Trossingen, and Howard was there. And I heard Howard play chromatic.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's ever heard that, but it's scary. It's scary how good he is at it. And then he'll complain about it a little bit and go, yeah, but, and then put it down. But he can get his way around. He knows the layout. He knows what to do. He's just the boy genius. And that summit was interesting. That is where he actually, I think that's where he played that A. No, I didn't have that A flat back then. It can't be that old. I think it was somewhere else. It was like the early 2000s that he did that. But I've had that harmonica for 20 years. I know I have. So that was really cool. There was another thing that Howard did. So we were at Paul Messenger's house, and we took a break, and we all went out to the driveway, and they had a basketball goal for his son. And so Howard got the basketball, and he proceeds, his big, tall, lanky self, who never played basketball.
Yeah.
But he said, I don't play basketball, and I didn't play basketball, but I really like to shoot free throws. He said, because it's like music. It's this drill that's the same thing every time, same distance, same bodily motion, muscle memory, and he was really good at it. I mean that's not surprising, but I think he'd be good at anything he'd put his mind to, and that was kind of insightful for me. Like, oh, this is a very, very special dude.
Yeah. I mean, those videos are from that meeting still on YouTube, I think. So for people out there,
you
can check them out.
Yeah, it's always kind of some level of embarrassment and cool to look at your younger self.
Yeah.
Video. I mean, you probably grew up with cameras around most of the time.
Almost, yeah. Because when I started, like early 2009, I think I just started to record my playing using my webcam or whatever. And the first videos were without video, and then I added video at some point, but the video also wasn't fluent for those first videos. But yeah, those videos still exist.
That's something to me. It's like practice is such a private thing for me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I got better and incorporated more tongue blocking into my playing, my diatonic playing, and really got better at being musical when I play by myself. Because if anybody walks by, or I don't want to sound like I'm playing aimlessly. I want to kind of be in a song, or be in kind of like a form of something, even if it's one or two chords, still that it has some intention, musical intention. Because that my whole thing is I've long not really wanted to be known as a harmonica player. I want to be known as a musician that plays the harmonica.
Yeah.
they're all just tools to express what we really want to express is our singing voice and I've gotten more into singing, and singing is the most magical thing. I think the voice and the drum are the two coolest things in all of music. You know, playing without any pitch and only time, and then the voice, which is so magical. There's no pesky interface between us. But that's me today, and I don't know. You know, I was deep into being a saxophone player in the '90s because
Oh yeah.
I got to California and I met some people and just started to play more and more saxophone, and the phone rang because I did that, and because the phone rang and I was able to get gigs, I got better at that, and the harmonica never left, and I started playing harmonica at 16, and within the first year started learning about chords and learning like how scales and chords were built and the layout of the harmonica, which is still the picture is still in my brain today. Even when I play saxophone, that it's kind of still that same picture.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily, go to this hole and blow or draw. It's kind of just this linear picture. This is very Howard when I go like this. I'm watching myself. So the linear picture is what I think everybody really should have. Some kind of picture or plan of what you're doing on the instrument. And I think that's also why, I know that fretted instruments are very position and picture oriented, but I can't wrap my brain around them, and my fingers either, because they there's everything. It's a different kind of puzzle than the keyboards, the saxophone, and even the harmonica. As weird as the harmonica can be, it's very simple in other ways. And so I started playing at 16, and then learning and playing with people, playing songs, and learning how to exist with singers and songs. And it wasn't like learn how to jam blues. I had blues records. I had Big Walter and Horton and Carrie Bell duets, Jay Giles Live, Full House. I had Wet Willie Live, was a big favorite album of mine. I loved the music, and I love Jimmy Hall. I love his harp playing, and he's a saxophone player. And those were like my big three records, and then I discovered different people along the way. But a year later, I started playing chromatic, and I started playing in a community college kind of jazz combo, and I had a giant amp. I had this giant amp. I couldn't believe how big it was. I wonder what ever happened to that thing. And but I played chromatic, and I started learning, heads to songs. I wasn't a great of an improviser. I was okay, but I started really approaching chromatic. I never approached it from, even though I heard Little Walter and people playing chromatic in a blues context, that never really moved me the way that approaching it as a horn did, like playing single notes. And so I don't know. I have probably spent more time practicing diatonic over my life than chromatic.
Yeah.
But chromatic, believe it or not, but once again, the listening practice and knowing where the notes are and knowing how the instrument's laid out, it's kind of like Howard picking up a chromatic and being able to make some good music on it. It's this that you know where the notes are, you know what you want to hear, and then playing saxophone has helped my chromatic playing, and it's helped my diatonic playing. and diatonic and chromatic have helped my saxophone playing. Just because they're just all these different tools that are me trying to express my voice in music. I know that's not making all the harmonica players happy, but we could tab this out.
But yeah, there's also a good question in the chat. Do you think of playing the phrases on harmonica as on saxophones, so like smooth and somewhat long phrases? Can you explain your phrasing approach, please?
Well, there's no approach. There's really no approach. There's the approach to me is that I'm in the music and I'm trying to get out of my head, my conscious mind, and be in the music, in the time, in the feel, supporting the song, the singer, or the melody, if because the melody is the singer if you're playing instrumental music, or just the groove if you're jamming, and never wanting to be. There's enough people. I hear some people that are good players, but they rhythmically get kind of locked into what the guitar or the drums or the bass is doing and play with the beat instead of playing like living over the top of it. And so that this is like your foot. You got to make the band kind of like your foot, and then sing your thing over the top. So I like to feel and hear the syncopation of what I'm doing over the top. Doesn't mean that I'm never playing on the beat, but I like to feel before, hear the ands, and it's just like clapping on 2 and 4.
Yeah.
It's like, some people cannot feel clapping on 2 and 4. They clap on 1 and 3 or all 4 beats. But if you're grooving, bap, 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 you're hearing that. And that is my phrasing approach. It's not something that I've consciously worked on, but if you look at all the, great melodies, they're all doing that, because otherwise it's square. It's just boring. It's bland. It's got no spice. That's my phrasing approach.
Yeah, I hope that answers your question. There's Hank Shreep in the chat too. Hope you're doing well.
No, my heroes are in the chat. Oh gosh, what they're gonna grill me?
No, not yet.
Hank is awesome.
It's just like chords are where it's at. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You also got the poster in the background. Just recently, you traveled to Germany, and I actually noticed that you played with a good friend of mine on keys.
Oh, Simone.
Yeah. Did you play? Did you play any harmonica on that gig?
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did.
I
played on 2 tunes. I played one. The horns. The other 2 horn players left the stage, and we played another one where I play at the front of the tune, and then this is the way I wrote it. I mean, on the record, I play saxophone and harmonica at the same time through the wonders of modern technology, but I made it so that it's just me at the first half of the tune, and then after my solo, then I pick up the tenor and play with the other horn or horns.
Yeah.
And we take it on out through the end without harmonica. And originally I had it, when I arranged it for the band, for the live band, I had me playing with the trumpet. I made these lines, and I made this big intro. It was cool and stuff, but it wasn't feeling real natural to me. and it wasn't letting me be myself. And I really love playing by myself on saxophone or harmonica, and I love playing in sections. So I was just told that we've got a trip coming up to Norway, and that originally it was going with JT Larson. You know JT? He plays the harmonica. He's a good harmonica player.
Okay.
He plays harmonica, accordion, and runs his band. He just won a Blues Music Award. I can't remember what that was, but his record won international album, I think. And my partner, Andrew Duncanson, sang on that record, so that was nice. He kind of got a sideways BMA himself this year because he sang on that record. And but JT just informed me that we are not going to, and I helped to make the decision. He offered me to have his saxophone, his tenor player, play with me on the cruise, and I said, and the other gigs we do, and I said, Andrew and I play a lot with no other horns, so, and I like the freedom of just being me and existing. I'm always thinking kind of section, and certain songs I always play certain parts, but other songs I might play just the most important of the parts, and then the rest of it is in the moment. Because I love arranged music and define things, because I've done a lot of that, and I really love the sound of musicians playing together in sync, but I also love the moment where I can arrange on the spot.
Yeah.
And just react or shut up. I like shutting up too. I'm playing more than I ever have. I used to shut up more.
I wish I could have caught that gig. You playing with Simon on the keys. That's really cool.
Yeah, he was something else. He was good hang too. He's 28.
Yeah.
He's playing with some heavy hitters. He plays with Will Lee and Steve Gadd and that guy from Iceland. Yeah, he was something, and real organ player, and real aficionado of all things organic keyboards. I just got a Wurlitzer 200A electric piano from 1970, and I'm loving it. I just love it. It's like the sound I always had up on my computer for my controller.
Yeah.
But now I can just turn a big knob, sit down, play the piano with no internet distraction, no YouTube videos wanting me to watch the ones on this. If you ever are trying to learn, just for any harmonica students out there, or music students, me included, if you really want to learn from a Konstantin video, always, and it's on YouTube, always go full screen. Get rid of that distraction on the side, because YouTube wants you to go somewhere else. They want you to be all over the place. And the algorithm is not our friend in many ways. In many ways, it turns you on to a lot of cool stuff, like Konstantin Reinfeld.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Or Vonik Prenny. Man, they found me today. It was great. I was just like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, the algorithm, I discover so many harmonica players. I mean, even Hohner asks me all the time, where do you get all these people? Like, this is episode whatever. Like, where do you find these harmonica players?
Yeah, big shout out to my friend Kyle Foose today, who's probably listening. He said the same thing about you. He says, God, I haven't heard most of these guys. I go, well, there's a lot of European guys.
Yeah.
And he said, and music that I've never really heard much of. And he said, I like it all, and he loved that you're focusing on a bigger world than most of us see. And that's kind of my thing too, is that, and I'm performing at Spa this year with Andrew. We're going to do our duo, and I'm going to do a seminar on Thursday morning. I've asked Rob Paparosi is going to hang with me on that because we kind of have a similar experiences in what we've done, and maybe my other good friend who's out there now, Ross Walters, which Konstantin, you got to talk to Ross Walters. He's another guy that plays chromatic, diatonic, and saxophone, flute, clarinet. He is one of the most underrated and unknown chromatic players, and you've got to hear him. And I'll send you something.
Okay.
And he's stellar guy. We're going to hook up in a couple days and hang out down in Nashville. He's a Nashville guy, but so he might help me out too. And the whole thing is, I think I titled it. I can't even think what I titled it, but it's essentially like back to basics. And I know a lot of people. There's enough people out there doing licks, and I'm happy to show people licks all day, but it's kind of like watching YouTube. It's not real focused. And it's like get inside the music, know what the song's doing, know what the chord changes are, know what your choices are with a single note instrument of like if you're on one note or one hole, if you're on 4 draw and it goes to a 2 major, you don't stay on that note. You go a whole step above or half step below, and you've got a chord tone, and just know what your chords are and what it's all ear training, and kind of living inside the music and knowing where to go, what to do, when to shut up, when to contribute, how to contribute. Adjust your volume, just kind of like surviving especially in music that's not traditionally harmonica music, but you want to be welcomed back no matter, you have to, how many real blues bands are out there?
Yeah.
And as much as we as harmonica players love the blues, we love a narrow scope of blues, and that's Chicago blues, which they're not even playing in Chicago these days. They're from Chicago, but they're not playing it. It's not like a Muddy Waters band thing where it's kind of like Dixieland, where it's kind of organized chaos, that everybody's playing at once, but they're also respectful with volume and dominance and economy of what you're doing. Harmonica probably plays more than anybody. Piano's playing back there a lot in the background and kind of constantly soloing. But guitar is it's not like modern guitar. It's not like Three Kings guitar.
Yeah.
So on stage, if somebody is playing Three Kings guitar, BB, Earl's the 4th king. Earl from New Orleans, BB, Freddie, or Albert. If they're playing that style of guitar, I'm usually picking up a saxophone.
Okay.
And I'm not going to play harmonica with that because it's not as conducive to playing harmonica. And I have another tool I can use. And so it's kind of like, if you want to survive and you only play harmonica in that music, you kind of have to learn how to play what you know in the blues world a little. You have to tweak it, right? That you have to tweak it because, the way you'd approach it with somebody that's playing like Luther Tucker or like Muddy or Bob Morgolin or any of those guys is going to be a different approach, because otherwise it's going to be too much your harmonica is going to be too much. It's kind of out of place. Now, not to say that you couldn't play a solo like that, but you've got a whole lot of the song besides your 30 seconds of solo to live in. Either that or you're holding it in your hands and it's not in your mouth.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I don't have strong opinions on things.
We got
But
a few more questions in the chat.
Go ahead.
Hank asks, Michael, have you ever had the opportunity to play a bass or contrabass saxophone?
I have played a bass saxophone one time, I think. And I was selling a baritone mouthpiece to the great Norbert Stachel. And he was going to use my Barry mouthpiece on bass saxophone. And he had his bass saxophone set up in the living room. Norbert played with Tower of Power for a while, but he's a California guy that's been in New York for a long time. He's an awesome player.
Yeah. And Andre asks, what in your opinion is modern harmonica playing these days?
Ooh, Konstantin Reinfeld. Philippe Yers.
Yeah.
Antonio Serrano. And there's a bunch of traditionalists in modern that are cool. I would say Carlos Del Junco. And
to me, he's still one of the most musical harmonica players out there.
Yes, yeah, Paul DeLay. If you want to go more towards blues,
yeah.
Paul DeLay and Norton Buffalo. And I'm a big Norton Buffalo fan because I was a big Charlie McCoy fan, and I came up. That's kind of okay. My phrasing comes from the fact that I did not come up playing blues per se. I listened to it and I played some of it, but it was always blues fit in here and there. But I played in country bands and I learned how to play. I learned how to play lines with steel guitar or guitar players, or I'd learn parts to things. Or I learned a lot of Charlie McCoy approach. And so it's a totally different style of things. And then I got really into R&B and saxophone. And so that all became part of my, I'd say more than anything that phrasing and approach is a rhythmic thing. And that's because you could take the same notes that you're playing in a blues lick, and say, okay, well, I'm going to play that same rhythm but with different notes. Yeah. And then also the exercises of one note or two notes, and you turn your harmonica into a 2-hole harmonica that you only get to play, 3 draw and 4, or just one note, but it's all about the time on the note. So I mean, what you do. And so me, I'm always feeling things semi-clave almost, because that's interesting. Latin music is very interesting to me, as I know, it's something. I mean, you listen to Latin music, the bass player hardly ever plays on beat 1.
Yeah.
It's really cool. The timbal is, there's so many lessons in so many other musics that you could carry into your blues. You can carry all, I mean, and that's what, it's a little, people are stuck on some people are stuck on a certain era of blues because those guys were so great. But I always like to think that had they lived longer, some of them might have explored other things. But back in their day when they were creating their initial thing, I mean, Little Walter sounds a little bit like Sonny Boy, but not that much. And it's not just the amplification. It's just that it was filtered through him. And he was an innovator. And I think we need more innovators. Hank Shreve, right?
Yeah.
Guys like Hank Shreve, there's modern harmonica.
Shane just said hello in the chat too.
Shane Sager.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm going to have to play in front of those guys.
Exactly.
And
tell us about the instruments you play. Because there's also Andre in the chat asking if you only stick to Richter tuned diatonics, or do you also?
I'm not. I got to look at this chat.
Do you also?
Oh
use
no,
counter-tuned harmonicas?
I've been playing custom diatonics. Been totally addicted to them since probably 99, 2000. I met Richard Slay at my first full spa, which was 1996.
Yeah.
And I met Falisco. Some people know the funny story of that. I said in my bold, kind of cocky ass way, I said I met Slay and I said, "Oh, where's that Falisco guy? Keep hearing things about him." It's like, where's that Falisco character or something? And then he's like, got it. He goes, "I'm right here." And then, so and I been doing that, and then played Richard's stuff for a while, and then Brad Harris and I are still very good friends. Through many ups and downs, and Brad is a great player and a great, he wants good things for everything. That company, anybody can talk to me privately about Harrison Harmonicas, and I'll be happy to tell you that Brad is a very fine person. And and then I met Joe Spires, and I can't remember who sent me to Joe Spires, but Joe Spires is a prince of a guy. He'll always answer my phone calls, and even though they tend to be long, had a couple in the last couple of weeks that were really short, and I let them go. And Joe is quite the craftsman, always striving to be better, and always talking about his older stuff. He goes, "Oh no, I've learned a whole lot of stuff since then."
Yeah.
So a constant student, like you and me, and everybody. I feel everybody should be just a never-ending student. I don't have any of this down, and I'm not going to be as good as I am tonight or tomorrow. Tonight and tomorrow is going to be my best thing, because it's in the moment and goes out in the air, and that's what you get. But they're usually the Marine Band Deluxes, or they're straight up Marine bands. Sometimes they're crossovers, but I've got a special 20 high F. It doesn't get used a lot. I play low F a lot more these days.
Yeah.
And I really love this double reed plate low D did for me. It's super rich, and I play it amplified, and I'm still trying to get my effects pedal board together. I've got a Well, I know a lot of guys use the, well, a lot of guys, Jackson Kinslow, and somebody else. Paul Messenger used the Strymon Lex rotary pedal. But I bought one after I had been playing my Neo, my German pedal, my Neo Instruments. What's it called? It's a Leslie 122 simulator, and they have the best chip. There's some nice features on the Strymon, but IA beat them, and I'm sold on the Neo micro vent. They make the ventilator that keyboard players use a lot. If you don't have a lot of guys swear by it. Next best thing to a real Leslie.
Yeah.
It's not moving air, but it is. It's portable. So this thing is just a regular pedal size, and I really want to get a volume pedal with it. Not use the, because there's a lot of secrets to using the rotary sound, and one of them is if you watch organ players, they're constantly changing the speed. They're ramping up and down, and they're changing the speed, and it's sometimes it's a lot of speed changes. And the other thing is with the expression pedal on an organ, or a volume pedal, or volume knob on your harmonica mic, you can do you take your initial attack and you have it like almost off, so nobody ever hears that attack. And as harmonica players, we paint with a bright brush, so your entrance can be very jarring, and it's big, and I've always known that since I was first started playing. I've just known this is a bright instrument. It's just bright.
Yeah.
And a little goes a long way, and there's a lot of good times to just say nothing for a while. But with the rotary, you can hit that and then bring your volume up so that it's dynamics are so important, period, in music. But with that effect, it really helps create the kind of organiness of it. It's really poor man's organ, but with low harmonicas, it's really pretty cool. Like low F, low D, G, A is cool, and I do that in some country music and some like country rock or Waylon Jennings. I do it on Ain't Living Long Like This in A, but then I solo and I switch to high D because then it cuts.
Yeah, of course.
I like soloing on the low harmonicas, but it gets lost.
Yeah.
And then there's I play with a blues trio that they exist as a trio without me, and they have for years. So I like to respect the fact that they are their own entity, and when I'm added, I want to be 25% or less. And so when the guitar solos, I want to play. So if I'm playing harmonica, I want to play, but I want to help drive the rhythm section underneath the solo to propel his solo. But I don't want anybody to I want people to feel me more than hear me. And it's hard because I posted something, and Kyle, my friend Kyle knows this, that people go, I can't hear the harmonica. I go, well, that's exactly the point. But if I was gone, you would miss me. And the band would miss me because I can tell when a soloist wants to keep going, that it's coming from a group conversation that because when I want to keep going, it's because the rhythm section is listening to me
Yeah.
and helping me to want to keep going. Otherwise, I'm going, okay, 1 or 2 choruses, I'm done. I got, I'm not going to say much more. And I'm just really not feeling like they're with me.
Yeah.
So just back to the singing, no big deal.
Yeah.
But if they're with me and really listening, like this drummer is my good friend Josh Quirk, plays in that band. He also plays with Andrew and me in Andrew Duncanson and Take a Ride, which is my new project. Do you have that? You have that QR code? Can you pop that on the screen, or can I?
Is
Never mind.
that one
So right.
in the Dropbox?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
You can just post that link. That QR code will get you to our. This is the unabashed commercial portion of the program. You can't watch this stuff free. Anybody that's watching, I'd love you to go and follow. That QR code, if you can get it up there, is Facebook, Instagram, our website, which has all our dates, and also has dates that Andrew and I do an acoustic duo, which we'll be doing at Spa on Wednesday, August 12th. And then we do that, and like this Saturday, we're doing our acoustic, kind of acousticy band, which is Andrew on acoustic guitar, and then a longtime friend of mine, first band that I ever worked in regularly, Bob Watson, is playing dobro and electric guitar. And then we have our bass player from Take a Ride, and sometimes drums. Saturday, no drums. And then we have a female singer that sings harmony and sings some of her songs. I play mostly harmonica in that, and I'm playing more saxophone because I'm just feeling it more on certain songs, but it's the most harmonica I play. It's a funny thing over the years. It's like if I'm playing saxophone and somebody doesn't really care for harmonica, which I've had singers tell me, "Oh, I don't really care for harmonica that much, but I like when you play." Or I've had singers just say, "No, I don't really want you to play harmonica," or they want me to play it on this and not that. I was like, I miss the harmonica if I'm told that they don't want it. And then if I play harmonica and I'm not playing much saxophone, I miss the saxophone. So
yeah,
it's just a voice thing. It's my voice. Those are my voices. They're like my children. I don't want to favor one or the other. I just like them both for all kinds of different and similar reasons. They're kind of very similar. And I don't know if you've ever seen this. There is a guy on my algorithm feed named Jason Gay, Gay, and he is a tenor saxophone player. But his big thing is playing along with blues guitar greats.
Okay.
Plays along with BB, Albert. Just did a thing with playing along with Eric Gales, and he learns their stuff and how they approach sound from a guitar point of view and the bending, and he got this nailed on tenor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's really interesting, and it'd be the kind of thing that I would advise anybody to watch, because I don't know that you could do it on diatonic because you can't bend every note and you can't shape every note, and with all the quarter tones that you can do on guitar, but you can do it on chromatic. And anybody that thinks that chromatic can't sound ballsy, then you got to listen to another modern harmonica great is Bill Barrett. And Bill will be at Spa this year, and that's why I'm going to stay a couple extra days.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm playing. It's not his tuning, but what people call bebop tuning, which since I'm not a bebop player, I like to call C7.
Oh, that's what you play on chromatic.
That's what I play since the pandemic.
Okay.
So I've been 6 years with it. I don't know if I mine it enough, but I do. I think about it a lot, and I think about my alternates a lot. And having an extra B flat is incredible, and an extra B is even more, because let's say concert E. So I've got G sharp, B, and C sharp all on successive blow notes.
Yeah.
So, and then I can play diaz. And it's almost,
Yeah, because
it's
E
almost
major is
cooler.
a hard key on a chromatic, regular tune.
Yeah, he's terrible. E major is terrible. A is pretty terrible. Although that Shane Sager, he can play really well in A. I love the way he plays in A. And it's not A minor. I mean, you lose. The only thing I find you lose with this tuning, and I think anybody that can play the chromatic, I mean, I had a lot of years invested in standard tuning, and I used to have Brendan Power tell me, "Oh, you'd be great to play a bunch of different tunings." I go, "I don't want it. I don't want to think this harp for this song, or have to do all. I've already got. I used to play two saxophones, like tenor and alto, or tenor and baritone, and a harmonica amp, and chromatic and diatonic. It's like I've got too many things to think about already. Just diatonic alone is a lot of moving parts and pieces, picking out, like Howard's really good at it. Like, okay, well, I'll play this one on this because he's got it all cataloged in his brain about, oh, well, this would work really well. But he also says that something that's easy in one respect or hard, it's you get to certain parts and you'll find, oh, this is even easier.
Yeah.
And you didn't, right. And yeah, I'm sure you found that out too. It's like, oh, this is really cool. Like, and it expands your thinking too. Because, if you play everything in cross, you're pretty much going to sound very similar in a lot of respects. Yeah, multiple positions are cool, and multiple keys on any instrument are cool. I mean, I play different key. Bill Barrett does not play anything but a C, but I have an A and an E chromatic, CX12s that I use for different reasons, and I don't necessarily play them in second position. I like playing in F and B flat position. You can number them if you want, 12th.
Yeah.
12th, 11th. But I like that for a lot of the reasons that Bill preaches. I took a couple lessons with him in the pandemic. It was great hang and cool lessons and thoughts. He's really big on, learning all the dyads and all the splits and all the multiple 2 and 3 note combinations you can do, but you got to do them musically and know where they fit and where they don't. And also bending. Who's my buddy in Russia? Somebody just mentioned him to me. Plotnikov.
Okay.
Boris is a big student of Bill Barrett's and plays that tuning
true,
too.
Yeah.
And but Bill will play a whole major scale on just blow notes or draw notes. I mean, he'll use the slide, but he'll use bends. I don't really like much beyond a half step. And he always tells me, oh, well, maybe you're just not as good a bender as you thought you were.
Yeah.
I like being humbled. I really like being humbled. It's like, because I'm pretty cocky. But I still like being humbled. It's like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I probably could tell you that myself.
But that's
getting down
very
on my
similar
own stuff.
to Mark Breitfelder, has like harmonicas that are set up like heavily for overblows, and then he plays melodies using overblows and overblow bends only.
Ooh, well, I mean, it's a gallant quest. I stopped playing chromatic for the most part in the 2010s or the 2000s. I was playing a lot of diatonic in different positions and trying to be more the overblow guy, whatever that means. Oh, because people will, and it's usually people that don't. They go, "Oh, he's an overblow guy." Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? Now, I mean, if you want an overblow guy, that's not Howard Levy, because Howard, as good as he is at that, my favorite part of his playing is the command that he has over the bottom four holes and those bends in hole 2 and 3. That's amazing. And but like Ottavio, there's an overblow guy, because I mean, how often are you going to play in C and F and G? Especially the stuff he plays. He's going to play a lot of other keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, play an E flat on a. Oh, that's a good Howard story. So at a spa, they had a jazz jam, and all these chromatic players got up and they played "There Will Never Be Another You,"
Yeah.
which is standard key is E flat. So I'm sitting at the table with Howard. We're hanging, and somebody else was there. I can't remember who it was. And so Howard gets up to play. It was amazing. And I go, "So Howard, okay, what key harmonica was that?" Because I couldn't really tell. He goes, "A C."
Yeah.
Like the way he talks. Well, C, of course. All the other guys were playing C. So I figured I should play a C, because they were all playing C chromatics.
Yeah.
So he played a C in E flat major and tore it up. And I stopped that quest, though, and went back to playing more chromatic. And I'm not of the camp of like, well, if you want those notes, then why don't you just play a chromatic? Well, no, I want those notes when I want those notes when I'm playing diatonic. And if I choose to play chromatic, it's because a lot of times my choice to play chromatic is because I've played a whole bunch of saxophone in a night, and I played a fair amount of diatonic, and I go, I really love to play in chromatic harmonica, so I'm going to play chromatic harmonica here so I can get it in. And people enjoy it. People love the sound of chromatic harmonica. Harmonica players don't always love it.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
serious.
true.
They don't. It's not get down enough. It's too wispy. It's the type of chromatic that I play. It's not Little Walter enough. It's not like Bill says, it's a harmonica, play harmonies on it. It's not multiple notes. But I'm trying to get better at playing multiple notes, like with this tuning.
Yeah.
And I don't ever play, now I have my tongue on there, but I don't play single notes. I play Toots Thielman, Stevie Wonder style, pucker. And I got back to playing my Suzuki. I've been playing that Kong Sheng and liking it, except I think one of the reasons I like it is the tolerances are really tight. As far as most of your leakage in a chromatic comes from the slide assembly. and the sandwiching. I think their tolerances are so tight that gunk builds up and dried saliva builds up so fast. I get very sticky slide from that instrument.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna take my. I love playing my boogeyman, my Kongsheng boogeyman. There's another great player, Rodrigo Ebaneros from Brazil.
I'm looking forward. Like next week, I'm going to see Rodrigo again in South Korea, and I'm going to see Boris for the first time. Yeah, who else is playing next week?
Yeah, I'd love to get on that. I'd love to go to Asia and play sometime. I've never even been to Asia.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool. Where are you going to see? Is Boris going to be there too?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Rod's living his life, and he's totally dedicated to our instruments, and yeah. So he'll be in St. Louis in a couple weeks too. He's going everywhere.
Yeah, he's visiting
I
all
bet
our
his passport's already full.
Yeah. Because right now there's the Asia Pacific Harmonica Festival in China. And next week is South Korea. And
there's some serious cats there.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, right?
It's crazy. Yeah, and I mean, also diatonic gets more and more popular, like slowly over there.
Yeah.
Because like mostly in the past, it was mostly chromatic, like clearly, and of course like playing classical stuff on the chromatic.
Well, they have it in their education system,
it changed.
don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's another really good player is, and I'd love to, in 5 years, play in some bands and get some, just real world stuff. But the basketball player guy, it's like 19.
Oh, Kyron.
Kyron Allen. Yeah, good cat, nice guy. I like him a lot. Who knows where his life's taken him? It's all very cool. And I know I'm leaving somebody out that I really love. But Shane and at Todd Parrott's thing that he did last year, and I went to Shane and okay, I'm really not that old. Hank Shreve.
Yeah.
They were quite a force together.
Oh yeah.
They're on the same wavelength, which is really cool to see. People that are just the camaraderie that exists in today's age as opposed to days of old. There's more of us, and there's just more camaraderie between us all. So thank you so much for having me here. I really appreciate it, Konstantin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing to just like I mean, back then when I started this, it was nice to stay in touch with harmonica players around the world. Same nowadays, but yeah, this kind of started through COVID, doing these interviews online.
Oh, did I mention this kid from New Orleans? Although he was born in the 70s. Jason Ricky? Jason Ritchie? Yeah. Yeah, he's something else. What a spirit. What a beautiful person. And his love of this instrument is so deep, as you know, and all of us knows, that Yeah, that's like what's so cool about seeing Kyron is like seeing how deeply he was influenced by Jason and you. I can hear it in you, and
That was the only thing I did when I started out, and back then it was also the case that like people were still like recording concerts or snippets of concerts and putting them up on YouTube, which is no longer the case for some reason. It was like crappiest recording quality, but still, like, I went to YouTube like every single day, and if Jason played a gig the night before, there was usually a clip on YouTube of that, and if there was like some lick I couldn't play, I just practiced until I could play what he did, you know?
yeah, that's what I did in the '70s. Coming up was I would go to the record store to buy a record if certain harmonica players played on one song as a sideman. And I always say this, that I like Butterfield almost better. I like his playing almost better as a sideman than I liked him in his own band. And I think there's a couple things at play there, because when you're sideman and you're called for a session, you're called to do a job, and you're there to support the music, and you have very, I shouldn't say no, you get a lot of direction of what they want, and maybe what you give them, they go, oh, that's great, and they love it. But maybe and in this day and age, they'll tweak it to make it the way they want it. And suppose that we ever get a session again, but I think that just the discipline of playing on somebody else's record really brings out the musicianship in somebody, rather than when you're like at the helm of your own record, you're making all the calls, and they might not be the best calls. There might be ego involved in there. There might be all kinds of things that if you were working for a producer, he'd go, no, this song needs something different, Michael.
Yeah.
So if Mickey Raphael was on a record, it just started with Charlie McCoy. So if Charlie McCoy was on a record, Norton Buffalo, and I love Norton's stuff as a sideman as much or better in many cases than his own records, which I wore out the grooves on both those albums. And Butterfield was another one. If anybody has never listened to Levon Helm and the RCO All-Stars, which is essentially the Blues Brothers band with Paul Butterfield, I think Muddy's on the record. Matt Guitar Murphy is on the record, who played with the Blues Brothers and with Muddy. I think he played with Muddy. Maybe he didn't play with Muddy. The Blues heads will correct me on this. It's cool. But I love Butterfield's playing on that. He played on a Maria Moldauer album, I remember. I loved. Harry Sweets Edison was on trumpet from the Count Basie band on that Maria. Oh, that's on Waitress in a Donut Shop.
Mm-hmm.
What donut shops have waitresses? Come on. And I used to seek out those records. I have a bunch of records that I just have because Harmonica Player was on one cut on the whole album. You know, I was talking with a friend of mine the other day who's very well known. I'm not going to drop his name, but I am on his new record. I arranged horns and played. It's coming out in January with some other big names on it. And I've known him since the 80s, when I was in my early mid-20s. And I said, and he sent me the roughs of what I wrote and what we put section on, and it sounded really good. And I sent him back something else that I had done recently, and we were trading tracks. And I said, after we did this a couple times, I said, it's really cool after all these years that we're still so excited about this stuff and about making music. And I said, it's very much like in this country, baseball cards. Like when I was a kid, baseball cards were the thing. It had the players on them and the stats on the back. And you're into baseball and you collected these cards. So you go buy a pack and it'd have a piece of bubble gum in it. And you'd buy it and you'd open it up and you'd hopefully get some cool cards with a pack of 10 or 20 or whatever they were. And you get home and you'd be excited every time you buy them. And then the same thing, I said the same feeling that you got when you went to the record store and got 4 or 5 albums that whatever they were under $10, but they were still a large part of whatever money I made as a teenager went to buying albums. And it's a different time, and music had more value then. It's so free. It's so free now, and there's so much of it, and there's so much new, but there's everything that's over the last 50 years of music, 60, 70 years of music. It just keeps, everything seems like it's been done, but we're still excited about it. That's what's so cool.
Yeah, and I just saw like a post of a music producer lately, and he's like, producers should start gatekeeping again, like how they produce the song, because it could recreate the magic of the music again, sort of.
Well, I think it's going to be a big. I hope I live to see the backlash against AI music and art, in that people will really want proof that it's real and organic, and that it maybe be a resurgence in live music, kind of like the blues resurgence was in the 80s and the 90s, that it kind of had a second life amongst other generations because of how real it was. I mean, to me, it was a backlash against the disco, the new wave, and so much drum machines, producer music of the 90s. I think all that contributed to the resurgence in the blues, that people were really wanting something more organic to go to than what was being fed to them.
Right.
But I should have set up my 421 that doesn't look as 441 that doesn't look as good as yours, because I beat into it with a bell of a saxophone enough times. I should have set it up on a little desk stand and surprised you, but I wasn't that quick.
Andre asks how you discovered bendings and overblows and overdraws.
Ooh. Well, bending was, there's a great traditionalist player.
Sorry. Bending the overblows.
Bending.
That's what he's talking about.
Okay, bending overblows. I don't know. I guess I always just tried to play. When you try to play them in tune, what are you doing? You're bending them.
When you're trying to play in tune on a diatonic harmonica.
You're bending them too much to play the note you're intending to be in tune, or you're realizing that there's quite a range of what you can do. Sometimes I don't trust myself on, you got to really dedicate yourself to to that, and that takes a lot of work. A thing I started doing, and I don't do it enough, but it's like a guitar bend. If you play the 5 overblow in cross, which is the major 7, the leading tone back to the root of 6 blow, you can bend that up to the pitch of 6 blow. And it sounds like a guitar bend to me because guitars bend up.
Yeah.
And that's not nailing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes getting on the diving board and jumping off or the cliff, and I'm pretty fearless. But maybe when I play on Saturday, I'll explore that just because I talked about it in front of everybody. But I'm generally pretty fearless.
But yeah, I think I did this before on the stream, but like he can do it way better. Mark Breitfelder, he's here from Germany. He does the Amazing Grace melody, only playing overblows, bended. And I mean, I can't do like my 3-hole overblow isn't set up because it's not necessary.
So he plays no natural notes.
Exactly, yeah.
But does he play draw bands?
I think he's focusing on overbands in general then, playing the melody. So he's like... And then he's playing that note on the 3-hole overblow. So this is how he sounds like then, you know? It's
cool.
like a theremin almost.
Yeah. Who did I just saw somebody walked up and played a theremin on YouTube for the first time. That was kind of cool. Yeah, there's something else.
But yeah, more questions. You will be at Spa this year, right?
I will. I don't know if I'm going to be there next year, but
what's your opinion of Gregory Hohner's style of playing?
Oh, there's a guy. No, I've heard him play without the rack too.
Yeah.
He's not that much better without the rack. But he's amazing. He's amazing, and he's a prime example of that he's just a musician playing on the harmonica because he's so musical. He's a great singer and guitar player, and he's so deep in the song and the music that he's kind of like Stevie, where it's just this big whole world that is him and the music. It's not like he's better at one thing than the other. He strives to be the same high level of player no matter what he's doing. And that's like the special gift kind of thing that Gregory is amazing. Nice cat. He's a family guy. He's raising a family. He's in St. Louis. I'm sure he'll be there. He was there a couple of years ago when I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the COVID spa.
So every month we are doing like an online harmonica challenge, and topics change every month.
Oh, Ross told me he did a couple of those.
You got a suggestion for next month's topic?
I got to suggest. Well,
like sometimes it's a specific position. Sometimes it's even like it's a style of music or a specific song or a mode or whatever.
I don't know. I constantly struggle myself with playing convincing third position blues. I don't think I'm terrible at it, but I constantly have a battle going, like, can I make this sound as good as my second position playing?
But you're talking about a major blues?
Well, or minor, whatever.
Yeah.
A major is cool too. But I mean, I think it's because of the limited amount of two-note stuff that you can play. Yeah, I mean, you don't get you get, in a blues, you get the possibly 4 bars of the 4 chord, which is the draw chord and cross. But yeah, I'm always wanting to hear more out of me. This is out of me. This is my own critique of me. I'm always wanting to hear more in a chordal sense that's not in the second octave. Because the second octave is cool, it's all there. I mean, I could play, I could play the octave and then add the 10th,
Yeah.
the third above. But that's why I'm always trying to think there's like some kind of cool tuning that could give me everything I want. But I know it's not possible. I mean,
I've tried easy third tuning.
Yeah, you like that?
I don't know. I think
Not the answer to everything, of course.
Yeah, it was really cool for like. I just visited Joel Anderson in Sweden, and he builds many of these in like low tunings, and then we were playing like some duo stuff, and it's so great for accompaniment and stuff. But I mean, on stage, I'm only playing the regular tuned diatonics. That's the only thing I play.
I don't like to, it's just a lot of cataloging in my brain with so much stuff going on in my part of the stage. There's just so much going on with my instruments, and grabbing 2 harmonicas and switching them out and playing this one to comp with. And sometimes I do that, but like I'll do it lows and high, like a low D and a high D, or I do that with E a lot when people play in B. But then again, I play third position in B too on an A because I like the range. But maybe that, I think the 5th position thing is a thing that is really cool, that you don't hear a lot of people doing. I don't know. So this is diatonic or chromatic?
Mostly diatonic players, but sometimes there are some chromatic players.
Because there's more of them.
Yeah, at least on the Discord we got going on. So yeah.
Right.
So third position blues could be a good topic. Yeah.
Yeah, third position blues, and the other thing is, and like a true minor blues too. So you don't have the 4 chord be a dominant. It's got to be a minor chord. So
yeah.
That gives you the workout in 3 draw of all your bends. Not that you can't use the 3 draw unbent, which is the natural 6 in that key. Not that you can't use that, but you have to know where to use it in a minor blues. It's not just
yeah.
There, I got a little Middle Eastern there on that. It kind of bent up to the half step above there, almost. But I think anything that makes you work on the really important part of the harmonica. Some people have gotten really good at other parts of the harmonica, but really don't always sound as good. And that's me included too. Sometimes I feel my bends down there on 2 and 3 draw
Yeah.
Leave something to be desired. Whether it's getting pitchy or not that convincing or just going to it and not nailing it
Yeah.
because I play in the moment and I try not to have a lot of preconceived ideas of what I'm going to play. I'll start a solo, and if I'm improvising, I want it to be as improvised as it can be, and just kind of paint with the colors. So that's my approach, for better or worse. But I'm owning it.
Nice. Yeah. So
I
yeah,
love the harmonica though.
me too. But yeah, put
Um,
all the links in the
oh,
description box now.
here's a shout out. Uh, 2 years ago, the Reagan movie came out. It's a movie about Ronald Reagan. It's called Reagan. And I played harmonica on that. I played on a Sinatra song. And I played at the front. It's a tune called This Town. And it was sung by one of the actors. Robert Davi sang it. It was the last thing that was done on the movie. And I had like 2 days to get track to them. And they were going to have him sing in Miami, I believe. They were going to have him do his vocal, and he heard the roughs of the. So what it is there's harmonica and vocal call and response at the front of the tune, and then the orchestra kicks in, strings, big band. It's Sinatra as hell. It's great, and he got the roughs, and he goes, "Where's the harmonica? I can't sing this without the harmonica." Have you ever heard a singer say that? My gosh.
Oh, yeah.
So they were rushing, and they called me, and so I laid down my part, and just so happens in the movie, which you play on. So my part was that front end, maybe 30, 40 seconds of that, and then the orchestra kicks in. Then I'm gone. No more harmonica. Done. It's moved on to a different flavor, and so it just so happens that they used 15 seconds of the song, and it was the front end, and the 15 seconds was all me and him. So if you've seen the Reagan movie or you haven't, go see the Reagan movie. One of my favorite actors played Reagan, Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid, great actor, and so I'm supposed to be doing another movie coming up. I'm not at liberty to say, but this should be pretty big. I'll know a little more in the next week or so whether it's happening for me. It's been talked about for quite a while. Producer loves harmonica, so
Yeah.
we need more of those people
Exactly.
in our corner. The thing is, harmonica is used to sell. That's the only thing it's used for anymore, is to sell a product or an emotion, and it's really good at it. It's really good at it. I can see how people use it that way, and that's why they use it. But at least they use it. They're using it more than they use solo clarinet or trombone.
Yeah. That's true.
We still got that. AI doesn't do it that well, although I've heard some pretty good AI harmonica.
Oh, for real?
Not that I ever want to hear it again, but
Cause like every time I tried adding some harmonica, like AI, add some harmonica in the prompt, like it sounded like a flute or whatever. Like, cause I guess there's not enough data right now of harmonica recordings to refer to
well,
for the AI.
I think they also don't. I think they also don't. They haven't figured out that, because you hear it, and then the tell for me, even if it's good, is that it's doing stuff that's impossible in second position in terms of you can't bend four blow. Well, you can play it out of tune a little bit, but you can't even really bend it for expression. But AI thinks
special tuning. But yeah,
AI
of course, yeah, that's
thinks
what's
it can.
happening. Like that's what works. Like amplified blues harmonica can be recreated by AI, but like acoustic tone,
Yeah,
I don't think so. Not yet.
yeah, that's all right.
People
the
in
big
the chat
backlash
are
is
like,
coming.
we should play something to close this off.
Okay, what do you want to play?
Sandu.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do something else. You want me to play something, or are you gonna play something?
I don't know. It's hard to play. We can't play at the same time. We could trade choruses on something.
Can't do that tongue blocking. But you can't do this perkard.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I don't remember the rest of it. You know, I was really getting into while I was walking around in Schwabish Hall. What a cool town! You been there?
I'm not sure if I've ever been to Schwabisch
It's
Hall.
near,
Yeah.
it's near Stuttgart. It's got like a big cathedral on the hill. I got lost there. I refused to look at my phone too. I found my way out, but and on the big map on the sign they didn't have a "You are here." You know how they usually do a pin
Yeah.
and say "You are here" so that you can like kind of figure out where to go. They didn't have it, or somebody took it. But I was walking around playing. That's the only only chromatic note. Burt Bacharach, pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Burt Bacharach. I don't care. It was that Dionne Warwick, or I don't know who did it originally. But it's like one of those melodies that I heard somebody playing it and I go, oh, I know that. You know, like melodies you learn when you're a kid, like from your parents' records, or before you started playing, and you just like were discovering music as a human, as a listener, and going, singing along with it or whistling it. Those things stick with you forever.
Yeah. Of course.
Apparently not that great because you just heard me. But I have no shame and no fear. I think that's the secret to my success. You want the secret to my success? No shame, no fear. I could never be you or that Shane kid and live my entire learning process and practice process online. It's like, oh gosh, it scares the hell out of me. Even though I have no fear, I'm afraid of that. But I admire you guys to no end, and I think the harmonica's in great hands with everybody. I think there's just a heightened awareness thanks to Jason Ritchie, and I still refuse to call him just Jason. He's been my friend for a long time, yeah. But he's not Madonna to me, but he's very good. And I admire the heck out of him and you and all the education and just passing on the joy and the love of this instrument, which is it's what it's all about. This thing is there's no I mean, they have some conventions for other instruments, but not like the one that my good friend Gino Emmerich, Gino Harmonica, he calls spa out like out in the hallways. Have you ever been to a spa convention? Never?
Crazy, right?
Oh, I'm going to see about that. We're going to see what it would take to get you over.
Yeah, it's got to happen sometime.
They're going to have to do a GoFundMe or something. They brought other Euro guys over.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, you're the stuff. Yeah, get Hohner to pay for it. Hey, Hohner. They used to love me. But I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, just like all the education and the joy that's coming from this. Gino would call what you hear out in the lobby of Spa the big accordion. Have you ever seen that art installation where they took a bunch of C reed plates?
Oh,
C
yeah.
diatonic reed plates, and they blew air through them, and it was just this constant hum of C major and combined with B half diminished or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
No, it's a G9. What's wrong with me? It's just a straight G9.
Yeah.
And that's what it sounds like. And I remember when I first went to Spa, and like a lot more Golden Age guys were there from vaudeville in the 30s, and just the amount of people go to a restaurant and somebody's always playing something in the restaurant or the hotel, or it's probably like that in except the Asians are generally a little more reserved.
Yeah, it's more about the competitions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they have seminars and stuff in there.
Yeah. I mean, the international artists visiting, they are giving workshops.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, most of it is about the competition, and then the gala concerts.
Yeah. How's your Chinese?
My Chinese is non-existent, and my South Korean is only like I can say thank you, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, you can't give a seminar in that.
But yeah,
You know, you can give a seminar without language. You really could.
that's true.
You could speak in just music
Yeah,
and just in the sound. If people are really doing what they're supposed to be doing, it's like going back to how important listening is. It's important for me. I need to listen more. As much as I listen, and I think as critically as I listen, I still can do more. I can still do more to kind of make myself. I'm going to be better tonight and tomorrow
yeah,
than I ever was. You know, one thing I've gotten better at over the years is just that, just listening and being like in the moment and in the music, and reaction time is quickened, and really caring about, not just blurting stuff out like I do when I talk. I blurt stuff out, but music, I'm trying to be more, knowing where I can go, like the seminar I'm going to do. It's like, just know what your options are. And when you hear something, and there's a lot of ways to get there, I think the biggest way to get there is performance. More performance is better than more practice. But we do have to practice too, so performance teaches us a lot.
good.
So I don't
Yeah.
know, where are you on time? Do you want me to?
No, that's perfect. Yeah, I put like
I threw it in there. I threw it in
The
there. I threw
banded
it in the
5
bent-
overblow.
I'm trying to do that on a saxophone a lot now too. And I tell trumpet players and guys, I say, you ever like finger like the major third and go to it and play it bent, just like playing harmonica, like playing a natural note, but hitting, people learn how to bend, but they learn that, but okay, so the next step is getting to that note when you put it to your mouth.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to do that on saxophone more and more, is to play, especially like the major third, and then finger it, but I have all the notes. Chromatic too, same thing. Finger it, but go to it bent. And then you have the option that you can bend it up, kind of like the strings do.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes intent, and it sounds cooler, and it sounds more like a singer to me, because singers don't always sing a major third or a minor third. They sing the quarter tone in between. And that's what harmonica players do too, in second position, especially. You can do it in third position too, but you're constantly kind of tweaking the note B on a C harp. You're kind of constantly tweaking it in the blues to be, well, is it going to be natural? Is it going to be down a half step? Hopefully not more, but maybe a little less than a half step, because that's the way singers sing. And that we're all trying to play, especially in the blues, trying to play like singers sing.
Yeah. Sick.
That's my theory on how to do things. I'm getting long-winded and hungry.
Yes. So I put like all your links in the description box now. I got the Facebook and Instagram and the Andrew Duncanson website. So yeah.
Hey, is that a guitar back in the pillow?
Yeah, I got guitars here. Yeah.
Oh, you have guitars. You play some?
Yeah, a little, but just like recording some parts.
I bet they sound good. I mean, you have the luxury of takes, but
yeah, exactly, and like cutting stuff together and shit.
Well, you're a musical cat, dude. You've got it going on. Every time I see your face, I go, oh yeah, he's doing it. He's doing it. That's the way I'd do it if I were young.
Yeah,
but I am young. I'm forever young. This music thing and all this breathing is so good for us.
That's true. Yeah.
It's the only fountain of youth there is, pretty sure.
So
Everything else
the upcoming challenge is just an outdoor harmonica challenge.
Outdoor?
Yeah, so people should record themselves playing harmonica outdoors, wherever.
Yeah.
That's the only rule. But yeah, this is going down on Sunday, everyone. So check out the description box. 6 p.m.
Cool.
German time. You can upload or just post your video on the Harmonica's Discord server to win some Hohner harmonicas. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you playing, diatonic?
I'm playing marine bands with a special 20 cover plates, like Howard. And these are customized by my German customizer.
Who's that?
Thomas Hanke. That's his name. Hanke. Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Hanke.
Hanke.
Yeah.
Hanke.
I think I started playing his harmonicas in 2012.
Back in the olden days, covered wagons.
And now I'm still missing one keys, but I'm gonna receive it tomorrow. A D harmonica.
Whoa, that speaks volumes to like what your playing needs are. That you haven't needed a D.
Yeah, and like this is just like started a few months ago. Like I started just carrying low F sharp to C harmonicas because I don't like the higher keys.
Oh, I have Joe made me a high G and an F sharp. I had not had a new F sharp. My F sharp forever was a golden melody from the 90s, and the cover plates had all rusted.
Yeah.
I think from like a very humid basement or something. I'll play them for a minute. They're crazy, but they cut.
Of course, there are situations. I also, for a recording session, I needed a high A flat harmonica.
Ooh.
So I had to get a Seidel for that specific recording because it was like, had to get it done. And that was the only way I could order it. But yeah, it was hard to set up, and I'm not used to the reeds and...
Yeah, and then overblows can get very iffy.
It was fine. I only had to play like holes 2 and 3 for the whole song.
And you play some chromatic, don't you?
Oh yeah.
I thought I've heard you play really good chromatic.
It's fun. Yeah, I like to play in the good keys. I could do some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of whipping myself into shape in E and A, and this tuning really helps B a lot too.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
You really got to be careful of slide C and F.
Yeah,
if you don't want those, but I think my advice to anybody wanting to play chromatic, just try to play slow, pretty songs for a long time. It's really you can get around things. If you're thinking about it, and then you're not fast tempos can mess with you, and you get better. You can get better and faster, but starting slow is a good thing on any instrument.
Yeah.
Not trying to run before you can walk or crawl. Yeah, I still crawl in a lot of times. Hey, I appreciate it, dude. It was a great hang.
Awesome, yeah. So everyone stay tuned for the upcoming challenge on Sunday. We'll update you on the upcoming Hohner Lives in August after the Seoul Harmonica Festival. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, Michael, for taking the time.
All right. Peace. Later.
Have a nice evening, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
My lady, you know me, no forgive up on you never. Wanna be with you forever, 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 forever. Oh baby, where we they go? Now forward ever, backward never. Them they pray make we run down never, 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 never. I'ma get back, low. Girl, you're the best I know. Our next move, they never know. They never know. When you go check, I know. Girl, you're the best I know. Our next move, they never know. They never know. They never know. They never know. Without you, baby, the journey go too rough. So you know, girl, I be feeling this love. Even when I'm down, you wanna wait in this up. It's not blessing, I'ma not be luck. Baby, nobody feel there like you. Rara, rara. I said nobody feel make me feel the way you do. Rara, rara. I'ma get that low. Girl, you're the best I know. Our next move, they never know. They never know. When you go check low. Girl, you're the best I know. Our next move, they never know.